So welcome back to the Impact Arena here in the Thai capital of Bangkok. And desperately disappointing with that last match, wasn't it? Poor old Lee Yong-dae. I've been so looking forward to that men's doubles, but sadly injuries do happen. So let's just recap on what has happened so far. And of course the World Championships silver medalists and winners here just a couple of days ago at the Yonex Thailand Open. Phakjarung and Thayrat Thanachai beating Tarbelin and Peak of the Netherlands in 2 straight games. Much closer in that second game. In fact, they really didn't get into the lead until the very latter stages of that. Then it was women's singles, and delighted to say that Tai Tzu Ying seems to be over the illness, whatever it was, that struck her on Sunday for the final against Carolina Marin. World number 1, of course, Tai Tzu Ying playing against Kaitong, the left-hander. 29 minutes only for 21-16, 21-11. Then it was men's singles, and Kidambi Srikanth, former world number 1 and winner of the Thai Open title 8 years ago. Well, he looked in tremendous form because last week he had a calf muscle injury, so delighted to see him back looking good once more. He overcame Tamasin in 2 straight games, and as you can see, it was extremely comfortable, wasn't it? Then it was women's doubles, and the Malaysian pair of Hu and Yap Chen Wen beating the English combination, the European Games gold medalists, 21-14, 21-14, so 2 consecutive matches with symmetry in the scoreline. And then the men's doubles, and after only 4 minutes, very sadly, Lee Yong-dae had to retire injured. Left calf muscle injury on the Korean there. So time for our next match, and it features the All England finalists from 2019. Chia and So-ik up against a young pair from Thailand who were promoted from the reserve list, Phakjarung and Thongkham. After that, we'll have mixed doubles, but first looking at the men's doubles draw, and I can tell you that this is from the second quarter of the draw, and this for the Malaysians, well, there's 3 Malaysian pairs in this section, aren't there? And in fact, there's 4 Malaysian pairs in the top half of the draw. It really is overloaded with Malaysians in this half. So the pair promoted from the reserve list, Kedrin and his partner, coming through that one right at the top of this section. But here come the All England beaten finalists from 2019. Chia and So-ik, the number 8 seeds here at the Toyota Thailand Open. And their opponents, well, what an occasion for Rapat Phakjarung and Wongsatorn Thongkham. 19 and 20 years of age respectively. And in preparation for today's match, I was looking through previous results, and I think that they weren't even a partnership prior to last week when they reached the second round of the Yonex Thailand Open. So this obviously is the first meeting between these 2 pairs, because unless they met last week, then it's not a possibility. If my assumption that this Thailand pair really is a brand new pairing, if that is correct. So Wayana from Indonesia is our umpire for this one. And the service judge, Reza Roshan Ahmed. So one would assume that the number 8 seeds from Malaysia are the overwhelming favourites, as we look in the background there of Aaron Chia. He's going to turn 24 next month, he and his partner, currently one place down from their career high ranking of 8, where they spent 11 weeks. But the number 7 on the race to the World Tour finals, and they could really do with getting through a few rounds here at the Toyota Thailand Open to secure their place in next week's end of season championships. So well, he's also got a birthday next month. He will turn 23, and they were quarter-finalists here at the Thailand Open, going back 3 years when they lost to Isara and Jongjit in that quarter-final. So they lost first round last week to Govi Shem and Tam Wee Kiong, fellow Malaysians who went all the way through to the final and who were briefly on court just before this match started. So to the left-hander, Phakjarung, 20 years of age, and I'm absolutely right, they do not have a world ranking because prior to last week they'd never played together. But he used to play with Mek Narongit, played together in 2019, couple of quarterfinals, the Lao International Series and the Mongolia International Challenger event. His partner, Wongsaton Thongkham, is just 19 years of age. And last week, in the very first round, they beat Manu Attri and Sumith Reddy in 2 straight games, and then lost in the second round to the number 7 seeds Choi So-gul and Seo Sang-jae, who reached the semi-final. Had a good opening game actually against the number 7 seeds from Korea. No, they didn't. I'm giving you duff information, Morton. it was 21-9, 21-12. There you go.
I always like when you say that. I've given you daft information. I think that's such a good expression.
Well, you've lived in England long enough to,
yes,
to know these quirky English expressions.
I do. I do.
So, of course, this young Thailand pair, a bit of an unknown quantity.
Yeah, but so much more fun, I would say.
Thailand. Aaron Chia and Chow Wei-hik, Malaysia. Aaron Chia to serve to Wirapat Phakjarung. Lahore. Play.
So the number 8 seeds, Aaron Chia and So Wei-hik. Oh my goodness, well that happens with new pairings, doesn't it? That could have been extremely nasty.
Yeah, he's got a small knock on his head.
Yeah.
But all good. Aggressive from the beginning.
Oh, that was a bit tricky from the left-hander. Yeah. 2 rallies and twice being confused. And getting in each other's way. Young Thai pair.
Go! 3 love. Go! 4 love.
Oh, that's great work at the front of the court from Aaron Chia.
He's a very, very strong front player. Even in his junior years, he was really good. This partnership actually played together in their junior years as well.
Yeah.
And then split up. before Chia Kit, who was the coach at the time in BAM, sort of put them back together and really tested them. And I think it was really well spotted by Chia Kit.
Yeah. Part of the split probably came through necessity because there's an age difference, 1 year age difference. So when you're playing in juniors, one can still play the junior events and one's outside the junior event. So perhaps, I don't know, Morten, you'd know more about it than I would.
Yeah, but it's very true. But it's also the fact was that Sobuik actually opted out of BAM for a little while. He had an injury, and he found it very, very difficult to sort of cope mentally with that one. So he actually went home to his family and stayed with his family for quite a while. Started as an independent player and was roped back into BAM a little bit later.
Interesting.
Service over. 7-1.
Well, obviously, at the moment, the young Thai pair being outclassed. I don't know what you do, Morten, to settle pairs' nerves, or it's difficult, isn't it?
It can be nerves, it can be everything, but I possibly also think that they are slightly overmatched. The way they're losing the points at the moment, you see that the Malaysian pair is very decisive in their attacks and flat play.
Well, it's a powerful smash, it just wasn't aimed in the right direction.
Still like, though, that he was going down the line. Two different smashes. The first one was down the centre on the backhand side of Aaron Chia, and then the second one directed towards the forehand, which, you know, the idea is good.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's a good put away. Oh, service error, that's a pity from Thongkham. Yeah, really very dominant at the moment, the Malaysians, and they deserve their lead at mid-game interval, 7-point advantage. Limpale, Malaysian coach, former Indonesian player, Olympic bronze medalist.
Yep, 2004 in Athens. And his partner is coaching the women's doubles back in Indonesia, Phakjarung.
Not that Flandy has been in Malaysia all that long. He won't really have had a chance to make a huge influence.
No, not yet. I can't remember, but it's just, what, 4 months, 5 months he's been there. So I think he was in India and went back to Indonesia, and then was roped into BAM a little bit later.
12-4.
And he had great success with the Indian men's doubles pair, because in 2019 Ranki Reddy and Shetty won this tournament.
Yeah, and they go all the way up to into the top 10. That partnership.
Oh, that's a nice block.
7-4.
You mentioned the influence of Chia Sun Kit. Morton
Yes.
spotting that this pair Malaysian pair should get back together again. Of course, there's a link there, isn't there? Because Sui Ik's uncle, Su
Yes.
Bing Kiang, who used
Yeah.
to play men's doubles with Chia Sun Kit.
Yeah, that's true. It runs in the family. So, yeah, they won the deciding match in the Thomas Cup in '92 when Malaysia won it against Indonesia, I think it was.
13. Service over. 14-5.
It's a very comfortable lead
15-5.
for the two Malaysians here. Not really under pressure, taking it quite easy and relaxed.
6-15.
Looked like he changed his mind there.
Yeah, I think it possibly was on purpose. He's a quite tricky player. He can play these deceptive shots, but it's the execution let him down.
Oh,
Yeah,
good
that's good.
smash.
That's really good. I think so. We completely forgot there was a left-hander there.
Yeah,
Just that lift there. Oh, trouble.
yeah.
I think that was a very much routine shot.
Service over. 16-8. Eight.
In the Malaysian camp, Aaron Chia is considered the stronger of the two players, because when they played the Thomas Cup last time, they actually split this partnership, and Aaron Chia was then playing with the 2EE.
Oh my goodness, that was a late decision.
And a broken string.
Yeah,
Service over.
jolly lucky. So weak that he didn't get a shuttle in the eye.
17.
Look, he's looking round,
Yeah.
thinks his partner's going to leave it.
And that's the only thing you shouldn't do. Never, ever, ever look around.
No,
Don't do it.
I learned the hard way.
Did you?
Yeah, spent 4 days in Jakarta hospital because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be so careful.
Service over. 18-9.
It's just too much firepower, isn't there, for
19-9.
young Thai pair to cope with.
Yeah, they're not used to the pace, the pressure, the power. But you know, you go in and you enjoy and you learn from it. I think that's the main thing, you know, from a coaching perspective. Whenever you have a situation like this, it's all about explaining to your players how important it is to learn from the experience.
Yeah. Well, the left-hander,
20.
Phakjarung, not trusting his partner there. Look, he comes across to retrieve that drop shot, and then he Gets himself into trouble.
Yeah, on the straight one.
Yeah. Game point opportunities for Chia and So. It's gone wide.
Service over. 10, 20. Game.
So opening game, 21-10.
First game won by Aaron Chia and
About 12 minutes of play.
21-10.
Final rally. Yeah. Serve wasn't good enough.
Against the wind. Sini against the wind. Sana yang with the wind.
Ya. Kalau kalian terus pasti dia belok. Kasih pressure mereka defend pun tak fokus, mereka cuma pressing saja. Kalian terus pressing.
这跑你要进你就进去，不然你跑你没有进来我看你反一点了，我就。
Kasih pressure dia terus jangan terbuka. Jangan kasih mereka berkembang. Beat เร็ว โอเคปะตอนนี้รอเยอะล็อกข้างหน้าอย่ารอติดตัวไม่แค่นี้ค่อยๆปรับไม่ง่วงเดี๋ยวก็เจอใจเย็นต้องอดทนพอได้บุกต้องอดทนหน่อยกล้าเลยไหมมั่นใจโอเคมั่นใจ
Quad 1, 20 seconds. Quad 1, 20 seconds. Second game. Long play.
So the number 8 seeds from Malaysia looking very sharp in that opening game, which they won 21-10. Now I was saying that Phakjarung and Thongkham were promoted from the reserve list, and the pair they replaced in the draw was Takuro Hoki and the left-handed Yugo Kobayashi, who of course were World Championship silver medalists in Basel in 2019. So when the entire Japanese team called out, that serve is too loose, isn't it? Got what it deserved. Yep, then it presented opportunities to a number of the players on reserve lists across all 5 disciplines.
That's really good play from Aaron Chia. The way he's leaping into that around the head situation and the cross-court smash. Finding the gap on the forehand side of his opponent. Well spotted.
Go! 4, 1. Five, 1.
Oh,
yeah.
Slipped.
Yeah.
Oh dear. It seems all right.
He
Put
took-
his foot on the red carpet.
Yeah, and he couldn't hold it.
No.
1.
Well, I think this is the inexperience of the young Thais. There's the slip.
Yeah.
Instead of asking for that to
But
be
the-
taped back, but the umpire is asking now.
He's doing it, yes.
Yeah, that's good. Begs the question, Did he take one that was going out then?
Chances are. Chances are.
It's interesting though, Morten, because I don't know whether you saw them. I certainly called a match with Bodanisara and Manipong Jongjet on day one, I think it was, of competition, or maybe it was certainly first round. Yes, that looks a nasty slip. And it is quite clear that Bodanisara, I don't think, was in the physical condition that he was when he was winning the India Super Series back in 2012.
No, I saw it on TV.
Yeah, and Thailand are looking for a new men's doubles pair. Do you see potential in this pair, or of them as individuals?
To me, I think the left-hander is looking promising, and it's always good to have left-handed players in your group, so you have a chance to mix it up and have that right and left combination. That can be an asset to have. But there is no doubt that in women's doubles, of course, and mixed doubles, Thailand is very strong. The two singles, they're strong.
Yeah.
So they're lacking one category, and that's the men's doubles.
Of course, they had world junior champions in Puavaranukko
And Kedren.
Yes. Now they've tried Kedren with a new partner here this week, and I believe they won their opening match.
They did. They played quite well, I think.
Yeah.
But the problem for Kedren is that he's very quick on court. He's not a tall athlete.
No.
But I think he's lacking firing power.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of pressure when he's working from the back of the court.
Yeah. So as play resumes, I'm just sort of thinking about other players that are not particularly tall, and the immediate one that's very quick that springs to mind is Kevin Sanjaya Sukamuljo.
Yes.
But he's outstandingly quick and racket work quick. He's a 1 in a million.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say 1 in a million.
10 million.
Yes.
A trillion.
Yeah. He is extraordinary.
Yeah.
I
said that the wrong way round. A billion comes before a trillion, doesn't it? I should have said millions then. Oh dear.
Never mind.
Yeah, what with giving you duff information earlier.
Talking about school fees here. That's good play by So Weak.
9-1.
But I think you're right. It must be one of the headaches for Thailand badminton is the next men's doubles, where it's going to come from. There's no doubt, because they're very strong as a mixed team these days, especially when the two youngsters in the men's singles are coming up very nicely. And of course, it's Phakjarung and Viditsan playing very well.
And we'll see you two later on today, or is it tomorrow? I've been doing so much prep.
Exactly. I don't think it's today.
It must be tomorrow.
You shocked me for a little while because I haven't worked that one.
No, it must be tomorrow. Yeah, that's landed in.
Service over. 3-10.
Yeah, it's a good flick serve.
4-10.
That's nice interception.
5-10.
Yeah, it's nice too.
Chia challenges.
There's a challenge here. As we wait for Hawkeye, it's interesting, Morton, because I, like you, had so far been quite impressed by the left-hander.
Yes.
Phakjarung.
Yeah, Phakjarung.
But, you know, looking at the two youngsters from Thailand, here we go. Yeah, clearly in.
Way in, yes.
What on earth are they doing challenging that? Physically, the two Thais, one looks still like a junior, and the other looks...
Yeah, it's more grown.
Yeah. So to the mid-game interval, 5-point advantage to the number 8 seeds from Malaysia. Which is why, I suppose, given my comment about the physicality of the two Thailand players, that you as coaches, when you look at youngsters, you're looking mainly for skills rather than the physical side when they're still juniors.
When they're juniors, yes.
Yeah.
It's purely looking for skills. And when I talk about skills, it's also anticipation and mental strength, all that, how dedicated they are, how well they work. It's got to be a full package.
Yeah, because the physicality can be worked upon. You can't make a player taller,
No.
like Kedrin I'm thinking of. But,
No, you can't.
But the physicality can be worked on, and in I suppose it's relatively, and I emphasise relatively, easy in comparison to suddenly at the age of 20 trying to develop skills of players that haven't got the skills.
I'm pretty close saying it's virtually impossible
Yeah.
to create the skills, but you can work with the physicality, as you're saying, and you can always build on body mass.
Yeah.
Oh. 14-6. Service over, 7-14.
I'm seeing little glimpses, you know, Morton, of talent here with the Thai youngsters. Oh, that's terrific.
Wow. What a smash.
Service over, 57.
Yeah, I agree with you. There are some glimpses, and there's definitely something to be worked upon. When I said, you know, we're looking at a full package when you're a coach looking at a player. Sometimes the work ethics is perhaps not the one that I personally look at the most from the beginning, because very often a player needs to have a certain amount of success to understand and see the light. And when you get that kind of success, or small little successes, suddenly they realize, oh, I can actually do this, and then suddenly the whole perspective is changing.
Yeah.
So even though some players are playing, you know, for fun, inverted commas, but you know, just having fun on court and never mind, and it's okay and all that, but suddenly when they see the light, they start working extremely hard. I've seen that on many occasions.
That is over, 9-16.
Touched it on its way through. Chia.
16.
Given what you've been saying, though, Morton, it's just going through my head that the coach of junior players their job becomes absolutely critical. Of course, we look at all the national coaches and sing their praises because they're guiding players to the top in world badminton. But if you, what you're saying, that a junior player, if they haven't got the skills, it's virtually impossible then to teach it at the age of 20 when they come out, 19, 20 when they come out of juniors. The junior coach, their job is critical.
It's the most important job. It's the juniors, the beginning, where they learn the skills from and how they learn it. And I personally, if I could choose, I would personally say that the job to be a coach for players in the age group of 17 to 21 is so interesting.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. They must have the basic skills from they are 8, 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
But when having the basic skills and then bring them into the senior badminton from the age of 17 and onwards is so interesting.
Yeah. Well, this young Thai bear,
Yeah, they're crawling.
they're crawling back,
Yes, they are.
doing well. Oh, clever.
Clever.
Yeah.
Good shot. Not going full power is the right choice. So many will go for the big hammer on that one. But look at how he's just guiding it. That's perfect.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
good
lovely.
shot. That's showing good skills.
Just 3 points in it now. Oh dear. Service error.
Over. 17.
It's his second. Oh, drive serve.
Yeah. Something we need to get used to.
Now, it's good work at the front there from Phakjarung.
14. 17.
Woof. That would have been sensational had it gone over.
18. 14.
Yeah. The idea was not wrong. That's for sure.
Yeah. Nice placement.
15. 18.
Oh, good flick serve.
16.
Well.
18.
Just 2 points in it once again. Yeah, that's clearly in.
No chance for a challenge on that one.
Oh, dear.
Look at that.
Service over.
Far too
19.
loose.
16.
Yeah, not only that, but so weak. Moved very, very quickly on that one.
Oh, yes. The sky is dropped
20.
from Aaron
Match
Chia,
point. 16.
and it's 4 match point opportunities. It's become quite trendy
Over.
when you're waiting to serve in men's doubles that you sort of move your racket
Yeah.
sideways.
Can you remember who was the first one to do it?
Kevin? No?
No, earlier than that.
Lee Yongdae?
Earlier, yeah, maybe earlier than that.
Oh, go on, tell me.
Last Påske.
Okay.
Last Påske and Jonas Rasmussen won the World Championship in 2003.
2003 Birmingham.
Birmingham, yes. that's good defensive work.
Well, it was good defensive work, but on their third match point opportunity, the number 8 seeds Aaron Chia and So We
Match won by
convert
Chia
and safely through to the second round.
21-10, 21-18.
Match lasting 32 minutes. And confirmation of the scoreline, 21-10, 21-18. So the magnificent Impact Complex, Exhibition Centre, Conference Centre, Arena where we're based for 3 weeks. We had a great tournament last week. And now the second tournament in 3 consecutive weeks of world-class badminton. So after that men's doubles, we turn our attention to mixed doubles, and it's the Olympic silver